Guys, how's it going? So today we are going to be doing a smock pocket dump video, a smock loadout of an SAS style smock. This right here is a JayJays Ventus NTech50 windproof smock. This right here is a poly cotton weave. It is very wind resistant, and due to what they call nanotechnology, it's pretty dang water repellent. I've wore it in some light showers so far. We're finally getting into that time of the year to where you can wear something like this while you're out walking and hiking without having to worry about sweating to death, especially if you take advantage of the center zip and unzip it. It's really easy to take and vent out heat as you're walking. But yeah, this loadout overall is just meant for hiking, even though this is a kind of a military oriented and looking jacket. This is not meant to be like a tactical loadout. This is more for bushcraft, hiking, hunting, wilderness survival, things of that nature. So if you're looking for full-blown tactical loadout, this isn't really what this is designed for, although I think it would kind of have the crossover purpose of that in a lot of ways. And then this smock loadout is designed with in mind the stuff that I always carry on my person, in my pants, just always, every single day. And we'll touch on that after we look at what's in the pockets of this smock. So without further ado, let's take and just jump right into it. So this smock right here at the very center, it has a compass pouch. The compass that I am running in the compass pouch right now is a Sun Company global compass. So far this thing has been performing great. I love that the glow-in-the-dark bezel charges up very fast with sunlight, and decently fast with LED light, and just the overall build quality of this compass seems to be really good. Got it through one of the tie-off points that's right there, that's designated for your compass, and then you got this bright orange cord here. If you was to drop it, it would be easy to find. So we'll just slide that back in there. We'll just leave that tucked out for now. Just so that I don't forget it, over on your left-hand arm, you have this button pouch. I believe they call this the admin pouch, and typically you would carry some type of notepad, and then it's got a divider for a pen. Now for me, I don't really know of any notepad personally that would fit in there. I guess you could like roll up some paper or something, but I've only got two items in there. One is an MRE hot beverage bag. You can use that for measuring liquids. There's water purification tablets in here that you'll see shortly that you could use this for, but I also have an express purpose for this whenever we get over to the other pockets. So we'll set that to the side. And then something that has 1,001 uses right here is just a homemade flat roll of heavy-duty Gorilla Tape. There is a good bit there, and since I just kind of rolled it in on itself, every single bit of this is usable, and it takes up the least amount of space possible for, a nice little roll of Gorilla Tape. And then there's everything that is just in that arm pocket. You don't even notice that it's there. Okay, now in this left chest pocket, we have got a kit that I covered last year. So this is the BCB survival kit. I know it says Adventure First Aid Kit, but it's really an all-around survival kit, but I've added some stuff to it. I will link to the video where I've done the full kit breakdown. But I added a Titan Survival Extra Large Emergency Survival Blanket. Still to date, these are the best survival blankets, like Mylar space blankets, that I have found on the market. So highly recommend these. So we can use these for shelter, we can use these for warmth, just a bunch of different uses for that. And then let's see inside, what else do we got? Yeah, okay, so these were just some this was from the main kit. There's 2 razor blades, some matches. This is just some survival instructions and like an accident evaluation card. There is another roll of duct tape. I don't remember if this is one that I added to this or if this was one that was in this kit. And then here is the wire saw, which, these right here, they're good for some like campcraft and bushcraft and things, but you're not going to be processing firewood with that. Then we have our signal mirror. That was all the loose components. And then just a quick little close-up. This is the bag that all of your other little components come in. This is what I break down the video, but I mean, just real quick: snare wire, whistle, ferro rod, fishing kit, mini sewing kit, which is I think really important, and water purification tablets. So then you have the waterproof dry bag itself, and that's why I went with this particular kit style instead of one of the tins, like survival tins. I've got some like homemade survival tins and everything, but this pouch would allow you to one, protect your survival kit if it was to like come a really heavy rain, even though we do have a poncho integrated in this kit, which we'll get to in a short bit. But then this gives you a secondary way to carry and purify water utilizing your water purification tablets that are in the kit, and then it really just fits in that pocket perfectly. So we got that. Now moving over to our right hand pocket, this one has a couple things. Where you have your tie off points at each corner of your upper chest pockets, I've got a Titan Survival whistle just clipped on. Whenever you have this, it's right to where you can just bend down at your chest and, you know, start blowing on that. You could unclip it, you could attach it to your compass cord, a lot of different options, but just for ease and to make sure you don't lose it, I got it, you know, dummy clipped on right there to the side, and it is a bit louder than the BCB whistle in this kit. Something super important, right here I've got my headlamp. This is the Coast WPH30R. I've done my own runtime test with this, and on the low floodlight, this thing went for just over 23 hours straight. So this thing right here is 100% waterproof as long as you got everything twisted down properly. It's got a red light on it, and at 23-hour runtime, this will easily last you, you know, multiple days if you found yourself out there for that long. Okay, then there's only a couple of other types of items in here. I have two banana bag oral solution mixes. These are hands down my favorite electrolyte drinks. These will take you from feeling like garbage to feeling like Superman in no time if you're getting into dehydration territory. So love having these, and that's why this is in here, because their other water bag will go with their filter that we have. So if I need to mix up some banana, like one of these banana bag drinks, just with this kit. Now if I'm out hiking, I'll have a small bag with a hydration bladder. I'll have one of my canteen kits with me. There's no reason why I never leave and go out into the mountains without those, but just so this could be a full-on standalone own body kit between the smock and what I carry in my pants. That's the mindset behind the items that I'm showing you guys. So that would go with that. And then the last few things in here aren't life or death items, but we just make your situation a lot more bearable. Plus, if you're just out for a hike or something, these come into play. These are Clean Freak biodegradable wet wipes, and these are flushable. So yeah, if you gotta go number 2, you can use all your natural wiping methods, but then you can clean things up with one of these, bury it biodegradable, you don't gotta worry about it. And then I just have one of the Clean Freak body wipes. If like luckily it's pretty cool now, but if you start to get really sweaty, you're really dirty, it's just nice to have something with you to where you can wipe yourself down and clean off. And then that is everything that is in that pocket. And I'm gonna put this stuff back in here so it don't get strode around. Now coming down to our 2 bottom pockets here. Now there's still tons of room in these pockets. So if you want to throw in a toboggan, if it's getting colder, to put on your head, a pair of warmer gloves, or just any task specific items that you wanted to bring with you, you could definitely do that. Still plenty of room to put a charging bank for your phone, camera, your headlamp. You can still easily carry your cell phone in one of these pockets. Just a lot more carrying capacity. But over on my right hand side, something that I have on the neck lanyard is this Odin Wolf. This is actually really one of their newer products. This is their mini fixed blade knife slash neck knife slash fixed blade pocket carry knife with that clip. This one in particular has a Scandi grind on it, really sharp, smaller blade. I still have my multi-tool in my, I carry it in my pants pocket. And I have a pocket knife, but it's really nice to have just a solid fixed blade. Carbon, this would be a great little skinning knife, you know, between fish or trapping, because we do have the snare wire and the small fishing kit in the BCB kit. And then something that is the last resort, we got a fire kit in our pants, we've got a ferro rod in the BCB, but it was just on the lanyard. There is a little ferro rod and striker on that as well. And then the only other two items that are in this pocket is I've got a hank of the Titan Survival Survivor cord. I know you guys have seen me throw this in just a lot of my kits, because this has fishing line, snare wire, all of the regular paracord strands, and a strand of tinder in this. So the most versatile cordage you can have. And then for like what I would most likely use for my shelter setup, with like just a basic setup, I got a decent amount of jute twine here, which can also be tinder, but this stuff has always served me very well for quick and dispensable cordage, for setting up light and basic shelters. And I've done bushcraft builds with this stuff that have stood for well over a year. So I mean, jute twine is something that is really slept on, in my opinion, in the outdoor world. But we got our cordage covered. We got a fixed blade cutting tool there, and that's everything in that pocket. Then moving on to this pocket, just a couple items again. I have one range mill bar. These are really good in that small little form factor there. You have 700 calories, so whether it ends up being your trail snack, or if it ends up being your little food lifeline, you do have some calories there with you. And then what I consider to be probably the most important thing on this smock is our water filter and our water bag. Just quick, easy, simple water filtration. And in terms of the areas I go, like, it will completely clean your water. You ain't got to worry about throwing in water purification tablets after you filter it. This will take out all of the bad stuff that you'd run into. So with this, you could take and we could pocket the contents of that BCB bag, filter out the water into that, clip that onto our belt or whatever, just carry it with us, and then also carry a bladder full of this, which would take up, with room to spare, one of the pockets, and you know, just screw this on there and drink it as needed. And yeah, that's everything that's in that pocket. So like I said, these bottom pockets are just carrying some of the necessities with plenty of room to spare, and there's still plenty of room in this chest pocket especially, but even in this, there's tons of room off to the side to where you could throw things in here without it feeling overloaded. I know that once we get it to the inside here, you probably noticed during the little spin around demo that you got that Kardashian look going on in the back, and that is just because you got two internal pockets here, and you also do have an internal chest pocket right here. Personally, since I have that BCB kit there, I don't really have anything right there. You could probably, if it was colder, you could slide in some hand warmers to have, or you know, whatever suits your fancy, but I don't have anything in that pocket for the time being. Right now at night, it's at the lowest, it's been dipping down to about 45, 46 degrees, but we're averaging more between the 50 to 55 range. So for warmth, I just have a Sky Goat zip fleece. For the weight and packability, this thing it's insanely warm, very, very comfortable, and it by itself cuts wind very good for a fleece. I went with a zip instead. I have a pullover version, but I like the zip since our smock has a center zip. You can unzip both to vent if you was needing to hike with both of these on for whatever reason. And so that just packs down inside that internal pocket. And then the other thing, which is a very, very versatile piece of shelter equipment, this is the Hideout Thermo by Bushman Travel Gear. We've tested this out quite a bit on a handful of overnighters. Not going to open this thing up because it can be a little finicky to get back into this bag in particular, but this has a camouflage pattern. It's got that camouflage pattern on the outside, but then it also has a reflective inside. You can zip this into a waterproof bivvy that has a bug net over your face. If you're in an area where insects are a problem, you can just set it up as a normal poncho. You can use it as a hammock under quilt. You can just use it as a reflective blanket. You combine this with the fact we have this fleece as our warming layer, and we have that Titan Survival emergency blanket. We're completely covered, you know, for shelter, whether it be rain, sleet, or even snow. You could take this setup as long as you had a fire and everything down to freezing. You're not going to be that comfortable, but very, very survivable. And yeah, this thing has been just a very, very impressive piece of gear that I'm looking forward to breaking out and using some more. Yeah, guys, that is everything that is in the Smock itself. So just real quick, because I've done this a couple of times in a couple of different videos, but we will quickly go over right now. Like, I'm always wearing some type of cargo pants. This is a pair of the Keela Heritage. I got these like a week and a half ago and been just loving the heck out of them, breaking them in. But got an Exceed Designs titanium handled and D2 steel blade pocket knife. Right now, this is not for any real reason, because I do have 2 lighters on me right now. Just this is one, I've been doing some stuff with cordage, so I use this one to melt the ends of 550 cord. Then I got a Zippo on me with the jet insert. Got a Rhino Rescue multi-tool. Thing's been holding up great. Got the Olight Warrior Mini 3. This is one that I got from a Better Bushcraft. And then I carry all my first aid stuff on my person, but the only other survival type item and camping item in this EDC pouch, it also comes from Better Bushcraft. This is my fire kit. I have got a waterproof bag of fire plugs, a collapsible bellow, and then a nice beefy County Com ferro rod. And then I think, oh yeah, and then there's also just a random book of MRE matches that are probably not even usable anymore. But I do know just with that little pocket kit right there, I can get a fire going in practically any condition. That just keeps things organized and easy to pull out. Then the only piece of first aid equipment that I carry in that pocket alongside that is some compressed gauze. And then over in my left pocket for any major bleeding situations, I carry a 6-inch Israeli bandage and some Rhino Rescue hemostatic gauze. So you could handle some major bleeding with this. If I'm going out, if I'm hunting, or it's hunting season, then I will definitely also have a tourniquet on me. But as far as just general use, like this bleeding controls primarily in the event that slice a finger off, or, you know, hit yourself with an axe, or fall on a pointy stick, any of those possible negative outcomes. And since there's so much room left in the bottom pockets of that Smock, it wouldn't be no problem to just throw a cat tourniquet in one of those, or to, you know, also throw just like a rat tourniquet. Lots of options there. But, oh yeah, and then one thing I can't forget is I always have a pair of leather gloves on me. So these are good just for camp tasks, for clearing brush. Protect your hands, but they do provide a bit of warmth once the sun goes down. And then I've got a Robbie Vaughn titanium carabiner, which has just a tiny little razor blade on it and a mini screwdriver. And then I've got a little Dango Products vault there with some medication in it. So that is everything between the Smock and my pants. So guys, there you have it. That is my personal SAS Smock style loadout video slash pocket dump. For the time being, I would love to hear y'all's feedback down in the comment section. I know there's always tons of different preferences and types of gear, things to carry, difference in environment, all of that good old stuff. Again, this is with the current time of year in mind, like transitioning into fall, and then also you kind of get in that transition period between fall and winter with this particular kit. I'm loving this Smock. As always, I will link to all of this gear and clothing and stuff down in the video description. For some of the stuff, there might be a discount code below the link if you're interested in, you know, copying any of this stuff for yourself. I try to hook y'all up with discount codes when I can. But yeah, that is going to do it for this one, guys. So please make sure to hit that thumbs up button, subscribe if you've not already, share the channel and the videos with your friends, family, anybody that enjoys good old outdoor activities and gear. Be looking for this smock to show up in a good bit of content. I'm just really happy for it to be smock weather again, because I just got into utilizing smocks about a year ago, so like last winter. So between this and then my Arctis mountain smock, I'm going to be using these two quite a bit, because I really enjoy the way that you can carry like so much gear comfortably. Like when I got this on, you don't even notice any difference really in the weight or movement of the jacket, aside from just getting used to that roundness in the backside from carrying our poncho and our fleece. But you forget that those are there within the first 3 to 5 minutes of wearing this thing. So yeah, hit me up in the comment section again, guys. Links in the description. And until the next one, adios.